Thank you guys for checking us out. All right, so here's what we got today. The headline is, what does South Carolina got to do to beat Oklahoma? Because I've been thinking about that. And the way that this is going to have to work for you Gamecock fans that are out there that are wondering, how can my team, okay, how can my team get a win, which would be a big, huge SEC win on the road? Now, I know the easy thing to say would be, hey, just don't turn the ball over. Just don't turn the ball over. The wife says they should learn how to play football. That's very good, honey. Thank you. Thank you for contributing to the show. The wife, by the way, is the executive producer of the show. So, there's that. Anyway, how can the Gamecocks win today?
I'm putting that on my resume.
A. Theo says, I'm ordering that too as a non-South Carolina fan. Well, let me explain to you what I mean by what South Carolina has to do tomorrow. Now, first of all, what you got to do is go in with a sense of calm. Now, what do I mean by that? They're playing at Oklahoma. They've got a big, huge stadium. It'll be the first time that South Carolina's played there, and Lord only knows how long. I need to look that up. What's South Carolina's record against Oklahoma? Look at the old Wikipedia for that. So, let's look at that really quick here, since I'm looking up the stuff here. But they have to go into not looking at Oklahoma as this is an Oklahoma team of old. Okay, on paper, South Carolina is an Oklahoma right now this season. I think Venables is a better coach, but as far as talent goes, I mean, on the field, yes, Oklahoma's got a more talented roster, but South Carolina can definitely match up with them. And these two teams have never played each other. So there's that. North of Knox says they're going to High Weeds on the Prairie. Very good. Austin, good afternoon to you, sir. Yeah, there are big games this weekend. But here's the thing with Oklahoma. When you look at Oklahoma, they started out the season with a win, 51-3. Now, with that, that's against Temple. Temple is a very bad football program. And if you watch that game, I think they forced like 4 or 5 turnovers. Temple is very sad. Houston's a decent win. That's also at home. They also beat Tulane at home. Tulane was a G5 darling at the beginning of this. Everybody wanted to get with Tulane. Tulane was like the chicken high school that got tall and all that over the summer. And everybody's like, oh, wow, I didn't notice her. And then all of a sudden they think that she's great. And then reality comes and oh, maybe she's not. It's kind of how this comes around with Tulane. They thought they were going to be better than they actually are. And Tulane, they beat them by 15. Now, they lost to Tennessee 25-15. Tennessee completely dominated that game. They didn't put up a whole bunch as far as offense goes, but defensively, Tennessee kind of slapped them around a little bit. It did seem like Oklahoma came into it a little late in the third and fourth quarter there, kind of made a game of it, made it more respectable. But in the end, Tennessee pulls away. They beat Auburn, who is another team that is a gong show. Hugh Freeze is wishing he was back at Liberty finding Jesus because that team is terrible. I mean, they really are. They have nothing. You would think this guy who was supposedly the quarterback whisperer, could get someone that can throw a 5-yard slant. He can't. They're poorly coached. If you've watched any Auburn games this year, they line up as far as their receivers go. They don't know the routes. There's a play that I saw where it was supposed to be like a pick play, and they picked the wrong direction. And the quarterback's, trying to throw it into that window, and the guy completely missed on the pick play, went the other way, and picked the wrong person. So you imagine you got this guy who's supposed to pick this guy here. No, he picks this guy over here. And it ends up just being terrible. So I tell you that in that their 27-21 win at Auburn, Yeah, it's an SEC road win. I know those are hard to get, but Flossie, that's the. I mean, it's terrible. Is how bad Auburn is. They go into the Texas game, and everybody's like, you know what? Maybe they got a shot against Texas. Maybe something can happen here, and they can upset the Longhorns. Yeah, not so much. Texas beats them 34-3 in the Red River Shootout. In the shadow of the Texas State Fair, beat the shit out of them. So there's that. Hold on, bud. Dad's doing the show here.
And I'm trying to go to the fair.
No fair today. My son wants to go to the fair. We're not going to the fair today.
We're going to the fair.
Not right now.
Sunday.
Let Dad finish his show. Go play.
And I'm trying to go to the fair. Please.
Yeah, we're not going to go to the fair today.
When does the fair come back?
Jaden, let Dad finish his
When
show.
does the fair come back?
Later, buddy. Dad'll see in a little bit. He wants to go to the fair again today, even though we went to the fair the other day, and it was a gong show. As far as, like, it wasn't really a gong show. It was just, there were a lot of people there, but it actually was a pretty enjoyable experience when you think about it. There's not a lot of people at the fair. You get to go enjoy the fair without getting run over. It was pretty good. Anyway, back to my thoughts. Biscuit says he's telling me what's what. Yeah, that's the way things roll around here. Anyway, Texas beat the crap out of them. Now they're playing as a South Carolina team. I can make the argument that, South Carolina's got what? The losses on the season. They lost at Alabama in a game that they should have won. They lost to LSU, a game that you can argue they should have won. Yeah, they should have won that game too. And then what was the other loss on the season that just kind of slips my brain here? So LSU, Alabama, and then what was the other loss? My brain's not working here. Oh, and then Ole Miss. Ole Miss, they just didn't have they didn't have it that day. Lane Kiffin had him figured out where lost 27-3. So there's that. Yeah, I know what you're saying. They should have won. The should have ones don't count. I get it. Good teams finish. But in the end, if we look back at it, you can make an argument that South Carolina was competitive in those games. I thought at the beginning of the season, LSU was going to blow them out. Same thing goes for the matchup with Alabama. I thought that, and I'm on record saying they lose all 3 games in October. They don't play another game next week. So if they go down to Oklahoma and they lose this game tomorrow, then my prediction will be correct. But that's from the beginning of the season when I thought that Oklahoma's offense was going to be a lot better than it is, and it's not. It's not. So with that, we look up the team stats. Oklahoma is last in the conference in total offense, and they are middle of the pack as far as defense goes. So what does that mean? South Carolina with their defensive ends should be able to kind of hopefully control the game a little bit here. So yeah, that's kind of the way they're going to have to do it. Stewart and Kennard are going to have to dominate on that side of the ball, and their defensive backs are going to have to make it tough on the quarterback out there a little bit, because the quarterback's going to make bad decisions. They don't really have a good quarterback. I mean, let's just be honest. But the main thing there is on that side of the ball, those two groups right there. Kennard and Stewart have to play well, and your defensive backs cannot have broken coverages like Adonai Fortune did in the Ole Miss game. Can't have any of that. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, we talked about it earlier. Yeah, it's just simple. Just don't turn over the ball, which I know sounds like it's the most easiest thing ever, but it's not. Being a team that doesn't turn over the ball, it requires an awful lot of discipline. Did you know that Army is leads the country as far as turnovers? They have 1. Army has 1 turnover on the season, and they played 6 games. Think about that for a second. Think about that. So Anyway, that's one way to look at it. Now, that's what South Carolina has to do, in my opinion. Dominate on those sides of the ball. Jonathan says we could see 5 top 10 teams go down tomorrow. Well, let's look at the schedule here, and we'll see if you're correct. Hold on. I'm looking at the stuff right now. I'll bring it up here. So we know that. Let me see what I got here. Hold on. I'm going to it. Give me a second. So tomorrow, Biscuit says number 1 is going down. He's propping his Georgia Bulldogs there. So I guess you've got Miami is favored. They're number 6 at Louisville. Clemson's at home with Virginia. Clemson's favored by 3 touchdowns. We're doing just top 10 teams, right? So you got number 7 Alabama playing 11th ranked Tennessee. So that's another one. I'm looking for the other. Okay, you got 8th ranked LSU at Arkansas. All right, you're going to guarantee a top 10 loss because number 1's playing number 5. So the rankings will be different when they come out on Sunday afternoon. So there's that. Radio guys said that Georgia would jump to number 1 if they beat Texas. I think so. But let's think about this for a second. Texas is, man, they've looked strong. You know, I know they beat Oklahoma. They went to Michigan and won. Yeah, I know that people are like, oh, that's not the same Michigan team. This is the team that they don't have the ability to cheat now, and that's fair. But those are the 2 main wins there. This is obviously their first game where they're going to play some top-notch talent there in the Georgia Bulldogs. All right. Anyway, I'll give you guys a chance to hop in here if you want. Just running my mouth here. Let me let you guys in for a second. There you go. There's a link if you'd like to join the show. So I think that we're going to learn a lot about, we know what Georgia is going to bring because one thing that Kirby Smart has done is they're consistent. They consistently beat people's ass. That's what they do. And for them to go out and, yeah, they had the flub. I call it a flub with what happened at Alabama because they were up, 27-0? I would have bet the absolute farm Georgia's up 27-0. They're not losing a game. So was it a flukish win by Alabama? You're absolutely right. It was one of those things that would happen one time out of 100. That's kind of how I look at that. And I'm not trying to ride on the Georgia coattails here. I'm just saying Texas hasn't gotten to that point where we consistently think that they can do the same thing. Okay. So when I look at Georgia, they have a record of, we beat people up. That's what we do. Texas doesn't have that yet. And Texas can start earning that by winning tomorrow at home. If they beat Georgia at home tomorrow, it's a hell of a win for them. Okay? Their schedule, by the way, goes to the shits after that. What I mean by that is that they play at Vanderbilt. Yes, I know Vanderbilt's been playing very well. Congrats to the smart kids. But then they're playing a Florida school that I think they're just trying to ride it out with Napier. They lost their quarterback. They're running the freshman out there. That game's at home. They go to Arkansas. All right. That might be a tough game. Then they've got Kentucky and then at Texas. They play at Texas A&M, final game of the season. With all of that, this is the toughest game on their schedule, period. The Georgia Bulldogs coming into their place tomorrow. Now, they're favored by 3.5, something like that. And the easy thing to do would be, all right, Texas is at home. They're number 1. They've done this. They've done that. Coming off a college football playoff appearance, all of that makes sense. I don't know if Texas is tough enough yet, though, which is why the other night in my picks, I picked Georgia to win. I think they're going to win outright. Really do. Because I just haven't learned enough about Texas yet. Now, this is one of those things where they could rub my nose in it. They can. We shall see. But until then, I'm going to go with what I do know, and that is Georgia beats the shit out of people. So there you go with that. All right. Here we go. My wife's happy. She just won the Fortnite battle. Way to go, dear. Johnny Red Dot says Beck has been seeing ghosts. You know, here's the thing with that. When I look at the this matchup, the crazy thing with that matchup, okay, as far as Beck's numbers, he's thrown for 1,800 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 5 picks in 6 games. He's averaging 300 yards a game, throwing the ball through the air, and people think there's something wrong with Carson Beck. I mean, come on now. I'm just saying, it's like, all right. You're getting congratulated on your Fortnite win in the show, dear. There you go. The wife's a much better Fortnite player than I am. Just saying. Anyway, I really think, what a tremendous comeback against Bama. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Billy. But in the end, I think that people that are upset with Beck a little bit, let's calm the hell down a little bit here. I mean, he's a hell of a quarterback. He really is. He really is. All right. If you guys want to get in the show, if you want my advice on picks over there, put your game up there and I'll tell you what I think about them. There you go. Or you come on and talk about your favorite game for tomorrow. As we run down, we didn't run down the SEC this week or the ACC. So let's do that really quick here. Auburn and Missouri tomorrow. We thought Missouri was better than they actually are. Don't let that 45-3 win over the Minutemen of UMass make you think, okay, Missouri's righted their wrongs after they were just punched at Texas A&M. I don't know how good Missouri is. In the end, offensively, they need to do some things. They need to do some things on that side of the ball, like get the ball to Luther Burden more. Because it's his last season there at Mizzou. He's going to go to the draft. You got 6 games left. If that guy doesn't get at least 10 touches a game, I mean, I'd run jet sweep. However I can get his hands on the ball. He's a world-class athlete. Let him play. So, yeah, there's that with that game. Mizzou's a 4-point favorite, but Auburn is the shits. So there's that. All right, Alabama and Tennessee. I think that, man, go back and forth on that game. A field goal here, a field goal there. I wonder if DeBoer has stopped. I know it sounds silly, but stopped smiling all the damn time, and he's kind of rallied the troops a little bit. We don't know how he is behind the scenes anyway, but Alabama used to be known for being just a tough as nails team. Now, I don't know. By the way, according to ESPN, tickets for that game are $306 if you'd like to go to Neyland Stadium. There you go with that. Anyway, next matchup is Texas A&M and Mississippi State. I think that that's a bye week for Mississippi or for A&M. Mississippi State is in straight rebuilding mode. All right, LSU and Arkansas may be the game of the week that's not Alabama and Tennessee. Is Arkansas at the point now where they're right there on the cusp of being able to save Pittman's job? Or are we at a point now where maybe they're thinking Bobby Petrino's come in and turn that offense into something decent? I don't know. By the way, Jackson, the running back for Arkansas, has right at 100 carries through 6 games. So that's like 16 carries a game. That's pretty, with everyone wanting to have like the one running back system or whatever, or two running back system where, you know, your average running back gets 12 carries. This guy's averaging about 16. So we'll see how that works out. LSU, though, could we make an argument they're one of the most disrespected teams in the country? I mean, I say that in that they have a loss on the season where they were right there with Southern Cal at the beginning of the season. They won at Nichols. They beat South Carolina. They throttled UCLA. They blew out South Alabama, and they won by a field goal over Ole Miss. Can we make an argument that they've just won games? They keep winning. You know? You could also make an argument, other than the Ole Miss game, they haven't played anybody. I know that's kind of the thing that's out there. Arkansas might be tough, though. We'll see. We'll see how that works out for them. On that front, I'm going to take LSU to win that game. Ball State at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's favored by 27. When's the last time that anybody has ever heard, hey, the Commodores are favored by 27 points? Yeah. Look at all the smart kids doing their thing. All right, well, Vanderbilt's obviously going to win that game. Will they cover the number? 27 is huge. We talked about Georgia and Texas. Line is up to Texas minus 4.5 right now. I'd still roll with Georgia. Still rolling with them. I think Georgia's going to beat them. All right, followed by Kentucky and Florida. Someone messaged me. I don't remember who it was. Someone that's a regular listener to the program here. He said, do you think Kentucky will fire Stoops if they lose to Florida? No. I think the athletic administration up at Kentucky, once it gets past October the 12th and they can have college basketball, they don't give a shit about football. The only true, real Kentucky football fans I know are Big Barney Ross and Big Barney Ross's cat. The rest of them are just hoping that they can watch something athletic until college basketball season starts. So they will never do that. And Biscuit says Stoops would get scooped up in 5 minutes. Look, remember, he wanted the A&M job, but the oil pushers out there were like, no, we don't want him. Can you imagine with the systems and stuff that he runs, what he would do if he was capable of getting talent that's not at a MAC level? Something to ponder there. Something to ponder. I think he's a great coach. I really do. And I think that someone, if he wanted to go somewhere else, I think he'd be fine. But here's the problem, though. He's getting kind of long in the tooth. And I don't think very many universities that have the capability of getting the talent that I'm talking about are going to want to take a chance on a guy that may be there just 4 years before he decides to retire. So there's that. Anyway, Napier is obviously coaching for his life. If he can pull out a win here, move his team to 4-3, I think he's a great coach there, Philip, in that he wins a lot with let's just be honest, mediocre talent. That's what I mean by that. All right, so Florida has Kentucky this week, Georgia and Texas back-to-back, followed by Oklahoma and Ole Miss. They need this win against Kentucky to get to that four win mark, and they're going to have to. I think they beat Florida State, and that puts them at 5. Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss. Which one of those do you think Florida has a chance to win? Man, Billy Napier is fired. So there's that. All right, let's look at the ACC really quick here before we get out of here today. Yeah, Ole Miss would probably be the one that I would agree with you on that, Jonathan. Good point, sir. Good point. So when I'm looking at the ACC here, then we'll look over the top 25 games in a second. Florida State and Duke tonight. Duke is a 2.5-point favorite over the Seminoles at home. God, holy crap. By the way, Boston College got hammered last night by Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was up 28-0 at the half. Boston College scores 21 in the third quarter, and then they still lose by 21. Football is cool. Miami plays Louisville tomorrow. Louisville has a chance to be a spoiler. We'll see how that works out for them. Miami is a 5-point favorite. Virginia's at Clemson. Tony Elliott returns to Clemson. Virginia is 4-2, 2-1 in the conference. Starting to gain some respectability there. They're not a championship team. Let's just be honest. But they're not the Virginia of old where they're losing like crazy, crazy loss. And remember, he's also dealing with the shootings that happened. People seem to forget that. You know? So there's that. Wake Forest plays UConn at UConn. Fuck, I don't know what's going on there. Connecticut is a 1.5-point favorite. All 12 fans watching that game will care. Notre Dame plays at Georgia Tech. Notre Dame is a 14-point favorite. I need you guys to help me. Why is it that I don't have any faith in Notre Dame after they lost to a directional school from Illinois? Why is that? Somebody help me. I don't know.
Just because you're directionally challenged doesn't mean you should.
The wife says because I'm directionally challenged, says I shouldn't make fun of directional schools. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, look, Notre Dame is 12th ranked team in the country. They should go into Georgia Tech and win by 14, right? Something tells me to look at Tech. Maybe there's something silly there. NC State plays at Cal. Cal is a 10.5-point favorite. Cal is yet to win a conference game. They've lost all of their conference games. They're 0-3 by I think like a combined total of 8 points. Cal is a solid team. NC State is not a good team. Both are 0-3 in the ACC. Somebody tomorrow night at 7 o'clock is going to have their first conference win. Cal is a 10.5-point favorite. If you were on the West Coast, you could go for $18. You're welcome. So then you have SMU and Stanford. That is their matchup where SMU gets back into it. SMU, by the way, has kind of taken control of their own destiny here. They have ACC wins over what? They won at Louisville, and they won at home against Florida State. Now, here's the rest of their schedule. They've got they play at Stanford, at Duke, followed by a home visit from Pitt, who is undefeated, by the way. Boston College, who is looking more and more like they're a gong show. Virginia, at Virginia, okay. And then Cal, who's been playing pretty good football.
I'm undefeated.
So there's that. SMU, remember I said at the beginning of the season when I went to ACC kickoff, I had SMU going to the ACC championship game, and there were people that were laughing at me. Oh, well, you need to get Florida State. Somebody actually said that. I wish I would have kept that for the bookcase of accountability. That's not happened. Florida State has been the shits, and SMU is, they are right there, man. But they got to win that game this weekend over the tree. All right, top 25 games. Let's look at those really quick here. Oregon plays tonight against Purdue. Purdue is bad. Oregon's a 29.5-point favorite. Here's what Oregon has to deal with. They have to deal with the fact of that they come off a huge win over Ohio State where everybody was like maybe not really giving them a chance. Yeah, they kind of pissed on that, didn't they? So with that, I like Oregon to win. So, and win big. We'll have to see how that shakes out. But Purdue is really bad. Really bad. Let's look at the rest of the top 25 matchups here. Philip wants to call in. I will give you, Philip. Here is the link, sir, if you would like to join the show. There you go. Click that link, sir. There you go. If you want to join the show, please do. We'd love to chat with you today. By the way, there's a ton of you that have stopped in. Just like the show, click the like button. If you would, please. It helps with the whole algorithm thing. If you could do that, that would be an awesome thing. So there's that. All right. Anyway, yeah, feel free to do that if you want to, or, just do it anyway. Do it even if you don't want to. Just like the damn show. All right. Wife's over here on commentary team today, throwing me off, man. Really throwing me off, woman.
I'm having fun.
I know, right? All right. So anyway, top 25 games. We talked about the ACC ones. A big one in the Big Ten. Nebraska goes on the road to play Indiana. Oh, let's welcome Philip to the show. Philip, what's up, sir?
Daniel Roy.
How are you?
How you doing, man? What you got for the show today? What's that? I'm sorry, you broke up on me. What'd you say?
I said I've only been listening for the last few minutes. You're always doing these shows while I'm at work. No, I just wanted to talk about the Mark Stoops.
The what now?
The Mark Stoops.
Yeah, sure. What do you got on Mark Stoops, man?
Don't get in the car, Deb.
They were.
Don't get in the car bed.
Yeah, your mic keeps going in and out there, buddy. I don't know what's going on with your phone, man. Why don't you? Yeah. It's like I can hear you, and then it's like you're talking, and then all of a sudden I see your lips moving, and then nothing's coming out of it. It's like you're a mime. Yeah, like go ahead.
Like that.
All right. No, still not working. I'll tell you what, reconnect, and then we'll come back to you, all right? I'm going to drop you off. Just colors connection, reconnect, and we'll try again. I think he was saying about I thought Stoops was a great coach. Okay. You can take me to task on that. That's fine. Anyway, yeah, like the show up there. Appreciate you guys. All right. Other ranked matchups. Yeah, breaking up. Very good, Billy. Billy had to look down on his phone and type that like BREA space NG space U space P. That's some top level shit there from one of our wrenches over there. No problem, Philip. Anyway, Nebraska plays at Indiana. Everybody's in love with Indiana. Indiana's a 6.5 point favorite there. We'll see how that goes. Army. Remember the stat I gave you earlier. Army has 1 turnover on the season. They will play.
Why are you trying to kill me?
They will play East Carolina, who, yeah, they're the shits. Army's a 16.5 point favorite. I'd probably roll with Army there. Over under on that game's 51.5. Oof, they must think Army is going to score a shit ton. Anyway. Alabama, Tennessee, we talked about. Notre Dame, we talked about. All right, Michigan. Is this the best matchup in the Big Ten tomorrow? 24th ranked Michigan playing 22nd ranked Illinois. Michigan's a 3.5 point favorite there on the road. Interesting to say the least.
Like chopped cilantro. I was
All right.
looking for some cilantro. I wanted some cilantro. I was hoping to find some.
Next one is Navy playing Charlotte. The Navy quarterback, Horvath, is playing really good football. Yeah.
Thank you.
Navy's a 16 point favorite today.
Love you.
Someone said, check out Rooster going off on Gamecock fans. Yeah. Twisted Rooster Show, friend of the program. Nice to see him. He's moving from the Sunshine State to come live in Camden. So he's literally going to be, I could probably throw a rock and hit him. That's how far he is from where I live. I think I'm like 20 minutes from Camden, something like that. So Rooster's leaving Florida and coming back to South Carolina, and he's trying to piss off every Gamecock fan along the way. That way, when he gets here, they may throw rocks at his house. We'll see how that goes for him as he moves up here. Should be interesting. UCF playing Iowa State. Iowa State's a 13.5 point favorite at home. Are we going to start taking Iowa State seriously? Because they're 6-0.
Daddy.
Daddy's doing the show. Let Daddy.
They are 6-0. Yeah. Who's he? Catch him outside. How about that? Very good, Mr. Joker. Very good. Let's look at Iowa State's. Let's see. I can't remember their schedule. They beat North Dakota. They beat Iowa. You can make an argument. They ain't played nobody, Rob. Arkansas State, Houston, Baylor, West Virginia. I mean, I guess that's the best win. Maybe. They won there. And Houston's an okay team, I guess. Houston's what? What is their record? Well, no, Houston sucks. They're 2-4 overall. Yeah. Yeah, there's Rooster in the chat. Rooster, I know you're coming to Camden up here. They're going to start throwing rocks at your house now. That way once you get here. All the shit you're talking to your fan base. But you want to know who else is an honest fan is Jackpot. I think that's why Jackpot lives in the upstate. There's a piece of Gamecock fans that don't really like him because he says things like, go to his live stream, which will be returning on Saturday, tomorrow, when the Gamecocks play Oklahoma. 12:45 kickoff tomorrow. Jackpot probably starts about 12:30. I don't know if he's taking calls tomorrow or not, but we shall see. He's called Shane Beamer every name under the sun on those live streams. Some fans get upset by that. So there's that. By the way, when we look at the schedule for Iowa State, here's the rest of it. They are 6-0. Okay? They play UCF, Texas Tech. They go to Kansas, home for Cincinnati, at Utah, and then wrap up the season with 17th ranked Kansas State. None of those teams will be ranked by the end of the season, with the exception of maybe Kansas State. Yeah, so there's that. Philip with a good comment here. Jackpot will rip Shane Beamer, but if you're a fan of another school and you do that, you better watch out. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, Iowa State could be a team that could win the Big 12, and they really haven't played anybody. I know that sounds silly, but it's the way that it is. Can we take them seriously? Kansas State, now, they are the team that may end up playing them, I guess, in the Big 12 championship game. I don't know. BYU's up there too. So you got BYU, Iowa State, Texas Tech is 3-0 in conference. Kansas State is 2-1. Arizona State is right there at 2-1. Arizona State's got that running back I like. What is the kid's name? Goodness gracious. Now I got to figure that out. But where is Arizona State? Let's see where they are. Oh, yeah. Their running back's got like a really cool name. Yeah, Scatabo, that's his name. He's like, go watch him play, man. He's the guy, Skittleboo, as Jackpot calls him. He's that guy who gets he'll get you 3 yards and like keep drives going at the end of the game. Just a tough ass runner. Kind of reminds me of Ryan Brewer. Maybe not the hands that Ryan Brewer had. Old school Gamecock fans will know about that. Brandon says Sellers puts the ball on the ground more than the center. Gamecocks will lose another heartbreaker. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mentioned Jackpot stream. Make sure you check that out tomorrow. Yeah, who wouldn't want Scatabo in their offense? Now, is he going to break away and, get you a 25-yard run like a Rocket Sanders would? No. But is he going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and stopped? No. Linebackers don't want anything to do with that fucker. He is tough. He's a tough individual. So anyway, when we look at Kansas State, though, the final top 25 matchup that we'll kind of preview here. 17th ranked Kansas State. Here are their wins. They got blown out by BYU by 29. 29. Let that settle for a second. Their wins are over UT Martin, as Jackpot would say, possible Bearcats. At Tulane, they did beat Arizona at home. They blew Arizona out. Sorry about that. Also, they beat Oklahoma State. They beat the Mullet at home. And then they beat Colorado by 3 points. They play at West Virginia this weekend. The rest of their schedule is as follows: Kansas, Houston on the road, Arizona State, Cincinnati, and then they get Iowa State at the end of the season. Big 12's kind of fun, man. Big 12's looking kind of fun. Let's look at BYU really quick here while we're looking at all this stuff. They are perfect on the year, 3-0, 6-0. They do not have to play Iowa State, so they get the Mullet tomorrow, or Mullet tonight. They get at UCF the following week, at Utah, Kansas, at Arizona State, and Houston. So going through their season, they could get into the Big 12 championship game without having to play Iowa State. So that's kind of interesting. Billy wants to know if the Alachua Company chain gang is working late today. I think he's picking at Peg and Megan there, who got into the show late. That's fine. I was running a little late today, too. It's okay. Everything is awesome. It'll be fine. All right. Anyway, there's your top 25 matchups. Games tonight. Did we pick the games tonight? We'll do that really quick before we get out of here, too. Final chance for you to get in on the show today if you would like to do that. Here you go. Let's see here. Yeah, you've got Duke and Florida State tonight. We talked about that. Oregon and Purdue. We talked about that. Oklahoma State and BYU. BYU is a 9-point favorite at home. And then your late matchup is Fresno State at Nevada. Fresno State is a 3-point favorite. Let's welcome Peg and Megan into the show. Sir, how are you?
Rob, I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. Are you excited for your Georgia Bulldogs tomorrow as they head to the land of Texas?
Absolutely not. Not a fan of this team. I don't think we have any dudes on offense, and I think we are lazy on defense. Does that answer your question?
Well, that's fair enough, and you can have your opinion, but I tell you what, there are a lot of people who would like to have a quarterback like Carson Beck who can put up the numbers that he's put up. 1,800 yards, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and that's doing it with subpar receivers. But
That's fair. You don't look. Can I say this without you thinking I'm trolling you? You do not have an AJ Green type receiver on that team this year. You don't have a McConkey type receiver on that team this year. You just don't. You don't have anybody for him to throw the ball to. And the fact that he's got 1,800 yards should say more about him than anything else.
That's a fair point, which you don't have many, but that's a fair point. No, not only that, but I just take that Bama game. A lot of Georgia fans are going to be upset at me saying this. Name one position group where we're better than Bama on offense. One group across the board. Maybe
running
offensive
back?
line. I don't think so, man. I think we got a bunch of average running backs that are way overhyped.
But I don't think Alabama's got lightning running backs either, though.
ETN, people praised him, of course, when he came over to Georgia. Guys, he didn't start at Florida, okay? He's an average, especially by Georgia standards, he is an average back.
You think he's got that Florida stank on him? Is that what you're trying to imply?
Well, I think there's a lot of them there with that similar stink. I don't know. I'm just disappointed in this team. I really am. I think Texas is going to win the game for sure. But
if they go in there and win, would that make you feel better? Like, would you start liking the team if they went in there and slap Sarkisian around to the point where he might start drinking again?
There's got to be some kind of a season-defining moment here, whether it's Texas versus Texas or versus Florida, whatever the case may be. I haven't seen that yet, and they're all looking around at one another like everybody's scared to make a play, both on offense and defense. I'm not big on this team.
All right, I know you got to get to a point here, but Jackpot is trolling you in the comments saying, quote, "I think Wyoming is beating Georgia." Peg and Megan. You're getting trolled by Jackpot in the fucking comment section. Good for you, sir.
Well, I will say this: touche, Mr. Jackpot. He,
Much shit as you throw at him, you take that lump
yes,
there, sir. All
yes,
right.
I will gladly take that lump. I did want
All
to
right.
ask you, how does it feel to
Sure.
play just an absolutely pudding, soft, taffy shit schedule? Here you got Georgia and Bama and all taking these big losses, and everybody's laughing. Meanwhile, you're over there playing in the boys' club league, just skating by
I mean,
ever since that Georgia
yeah,
game. How's it feel?
well, you can't help who's on your schedule or what conference you're in. We did schedule Georgia at the beginning of the season. I guess you think Georgia's shit, and I've campaigned for years that we shouldn't play South Carolina. So that should tell you how I feel about
I think you're losing to South Carolina this year, and I stand by
it. Okay.
that. I've said that since
All
the
right.
preseason.
Well, you and I can have a fine little. We will have a gentleman's wager on that.
Oh, we
See how that
shall,
goes.
sir. I
We
promise you.
shall certainly do
I
that.
expect you to go. I tell you what, I would say you'd go undefeated until then, but I kind of like Pitt 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, well, you should like Pitt because Pitt is a pretty good football team, and I don't understand why somebody hasn't hired Narduzzi as a coach.
Yeah, I think they're going to stomp the fighting, sniffling Sweeneys.
Yeah.
Yep.
If he says
I'm gonna.
Megan and Megan thinks Georgia's going to get beat if they're undefeated and they're set to face off with a 2-win Florida team.
Yeah.
Tell me where that's wrong from Jackpot, sir. I'll wait.
Hey, listen, I'm 48 years old, so I was a kid when Vince Dooley was there, and I've definitely got some Vince Dooley / Larry Munson in my blood. So,
Yeah.
and if you don't know what that means, then you just hadn't been around long enough. But it's there, obviously.
I think it's great that Jackpot's trolling your ass in the comments section. That's fucking role reversal for you, sir. Holy shit.
Hey, it's Friday, Rob. We're all loving it. He's earned it. He has earned it. Here I am praising his Gamecocks, saying they're going to beat Carolina, and he just turns around and beats a man when he's down.
I tell you what, can you imagine Jackpot in the stands last week, right? If South Carolina would have converted and won that game, Jackpot would have, he would have broke down right there in that stadium. His son would have had to tote him out. His son would have had to tote him out. Jackpot Jr. would have had to get with it to pull dad out of there.
I've heard a lot of people say this, but I'm going to say it again. Man, if that had been my own team, I wouldn't have been hurting any worse. I wanted that so bad for him and his son to have driven all the way over there and to see them win that game would have been special, man. I
even commented in some Facebook group. I said, "Can these motherfuckers not get one win for Jackpot?
I know.
Can they not just let him walk in there and let him win one for the pot?" That should be their campaign phrase. Win one for the pot.
Almost every time we play Bama, that's the kind of heartbreak we suffer, you know?
Yeah.
No matter how good we are, it's a last second dagger that does it. It's just miserable. So I definitely know the feeling. We've won more, than Carolina, obviously, lately, but I know exactly what he was feeling. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll get it right and they can do their thing against Oklahoma tomorrow, who is a shithole. They're a shithole.
Let me say, go Big Blue, break one off in those absolute jorts wearing meth head scumbags in Gainesville. To hell with them. I hope they beat them by 40.
We'll see. We'll see if that happens. Should be an interesting game, by the way. We'll see. Now it's the Lagway series. Who's going to get Lagway once they clean house next year or at the end of the season?
Yeah,
where's he going to
go? Hey, he could wind up anywhere. That's college football in the new world. So,
yeah. Well, hey, you have a good weekend, and I guess good luck to your Bulldogs and Wildcats. I guess you're pulling for two teams this weekend.
I am one more than the other, and they wear blue. Rob, 43-18. See you.
Have a great day there, Peg and Megan. All right, Rob has an SEC bias. How are you, sir? I've got a few minutes. What you got?
Yeah, I'll be quick. I'm doing well, though. How about yourself?
Good, man. Go ahead.
Just a couple things in recruiting I wanted to update you with. I tuned in a little late, so you might already talked about it. But did you talk about Xavion Currents?
No, go ahead. Go ahead and put that out there.
Yep, he's a top 100 athlete for 2026. Just committed to the Gamecocks last night. Huge get. I was looking at that class. It's already, I think he's got like 2 4-stars. It's looking good. And then another recruiting news, 5-star Jared Curtis decommits from Georgia after I think back-to-back visits to South Carolina. So
or did he sign or did he commit
no,
or what?
so he
Okay, well,
committed. He's just a high schooler right now, but he decommitted from Georgia and South
and
Carolina.
we're talking about for the next class, right? Like the 2020,
2026.
2020 will be 2025 class, right?
Well, these are 2026. 2025 would be like this year.
Yeah, well, forgive me for not getting excited about what a high school junior is going to do because they could change their mind in a matter of seconds. So, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to. I appreciate the fact that you want to talk, and we can talk about that stuff. But in the end, when I look at it, I keep up more with the 2025 class. As of right now, here are things from the 25 class that are amusing to me. Auburn has the 5th ranked class in the country for top 20 for the 2025 class. So they're the shits right now, but they got a better recruiting class than Texas, Tennessee, A&M, Oregon.
Damn.
I mean, the list goes on. They are number 5 in the country right now,
I didn't know that.
behind LSU, Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State. Missouri has a 16th ranked recruiting class as of right now, which puts them 3 spots ahead of my Clemson Tigers. Interesting note on that. By the way, 3 spots behind that is South Carolina at 22. They are 1 spot behind Kentucky, but 1 spot behind the Gamecocks is SMU. I give you that because they have more money than God, and they're going to start buying players again at a higher level. They've already done it before. Now they can just get away with it. All that
How
Dallas
is
money.
Georgia Tech doing recruiting so well right now?
They're number 17.
Yeah.
People are buying into what they're doing. I don't know.
Who the fuck would want to go live in Atlanta, man?
Yeah, my favorite though, Florida State at 33. Go fuck
Oh
yourself.
God,
Makes me happy.
done. I was looking at By the way, did you know Mark Stoops is one of the highest paid coaches in the country? He's like tied for 9th.
Yeah.
I did not fucking know. Did you know that, Daniel?
Yeah. Hi, Daniel.
Mark's, yeah, I didn't know he was that high, that high paid coach. I'd say I have a feeling he's either going to resign after this year or go somewhere else.
All right, so the highest paid coaches in 2024, according to
Kirby, Dabo, Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze is number 25, which is kind of funny to me. Hold on, let's see here as I scroll down to the bottom here.
Brent Venables at 13. This list is Billy Napier.
All right, so Kirby's number 1 at like 13 million, and Dabo's at 11. 10 for Steve Sarkisian, 10 for Lincoln Riley, 10 for Ryan Day, 10 for Mike Norvell. Fuck that. You should give that back. He should give all that money to a soup kitchen. Brian Kelly is at number 8. You could argue at 9.8 he deserves more, I guess. Stoops is at 9. Yeah, $9 million on the
Isn't
year.
that insane? You got Stoops at 9.
I think they had to pay him. It's kind of the way it works.
I guess Beamer's at 24. So that's a little bit surprising. I figured we paid him a little less than, but
to be fair, when he signed on, there was this whole thing of they got him at a discount. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
They like his first year for like $2.2 million, and there was probably a hand shook behind the scenes. We'll help you out later on, blah blah blah. But they were paying Dawn Staley twice what he made. And nothing against Dawn Staley because she's a great coach, but if we're going from a revenue producer like football, it's kind of hard to look at it and be like, look, we care about football, but we're paying our women's basketball coach twice what we're paying the football coach. It looks like you don't give a shit.
Or they just really care about women's basketball.
Yeah, but they don't give a shit about football.
To be fair about women's basketball, that's probably one of the few basketball programs as a whole, man or woman, that's actually profitable. If we're honest, that women's basketball team draws in a lot of revenue.
Actually, according to South Carolina, they operate in the red for women's hoops, even though they
really,
sell out
I doubt that they sell out. How would that
it's what the university says. I don't make that up. It's what
they sell out
says.
Every single game.
They do like they have some general admission stuff and all that, and they're paying Staley a shit ton of money, so there's that that's factored into it as well. But yeah, I mean. Yeah, so, but most women's sports are in the red.
That's what I was going to say. If they are in the red, it's by an astronomically less margin than probably every other women's.
Well, but they bring. Look at what they bring. look at what they bring to South Carolina. I mean, national relevance in a sport. I mean, when you mention South Carolina basketball, you can mention that on the campus of UCLA, and they're like, "Fuck, we want to beat those guys." You know what I'm saying? Or gals, excuse me. So
Guys now too.
stop.
Sport's bringing us there. Let's be honest.
Stop.
Sport's bringing us there.
Okay, but you're not nationally. You went 38-0 last year in women's hoops.
Oh no, they're one. I think they just dropped the rankings the other day.
Let's just stop trying to compare what quarter zip is to Dawn Staley's excellence at 38-0, and the fact that they beat a Caitlin Clark team, who Caitlin Clark is probably one of the best all-around women's players I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's her and Candace Parker are like right there together, and they handled her. I mean, in the championship game. So let's not piss on Dawn Staley's excellence.
That's what the Gamecocks do. All right, I expect nothing.
Hold on, let me grab some. I'll be right back.
We go out and we win big games. You know, that's the Gamecock lifestyle.
Rob, the Uber Eats just got here.
That must be what it is. Uber Eats.
Yeah.
That's funny. Listen, while Rob's gone, I mean, we can both agree Clemson just plays a taffy-ass fucking schedule, right? I think South Carolina is the second hardest team on their schedule.
Well, definitely this year they're if Georgia wasn't on the schedule, yeah, South Carolina would be the hardest game they had this year.
That's what I'm thinking.
100%.
You would have notched down NC State preseason, but I mean, we know what they are now.
Yeah, they're
Florida State. I mean, Rob, do you disagree? You think South Carolina is the second hardest team you have on your schedule this year?
No.
Who's the second?
I think Pitt is number 2.
Pitt?
Rob.
Come on, dude.
What? You ask me, I mean, just because I don't agree with you, we can still be friends. I think that Pitt is a tougher matchup. We have to go on the road there.
Beat Cincinnati by a point and lost to Duke.
Don't care. What does that mean? What does that mean?
That means they're not good.
Okay,
they're not good, bro.
How about this?
They lost to the Orange.
Pitt is perfect on the season.
They lost to Florida State.
Pitt hasn't lost.
Oh, that was last. Okay, no. I scrolled up too
Stop
far.
trying to throw shade on the Pitt Panthers, sir.
Fuck the Pitt Panthers, man. Talk to me about the Pitt Panthers. I can't believe you just said that.
Big Barney Ross just sent me something. I don't know what it is. I think it's a bottle of whiskey. We'll see here. I'm opening it up now. Yeah. Anyway.
What's the Tennessee man? Are you excited about?
I'm
Saturday?
fucking ready. I'm ready to fucking go.
Oh, look at this.
I am ready to go.
Well, we'll see what
it's a
fucking
bottle
happens.
of Traveler whiskey. This is
Y'all
like
y'all got a tough
Chris
dog.
Stapleton.
We gave you the blueprint, though. We gave you the blueprint. Thank Shane Beam. You have the blueprint to beat Alabama. You just gotta not fumble the ball like 3 times and throw an interception. But,
that would be nice.
Like it's Christmas.
What you got over there? Is that bourbon? It's got to be bourbon.
Bourbon. It's look, show and tell. It's Chris Stapleton's bourbon.
Oh, Traveler. Yeah.
But this is like some special blend or something. I don't know. Look, I like to drink bourbon every now and then, but here's the thing. If you want to know about bourbon, go to our website, robandkaleshow.com, and you can find all of Big Barney Ross's stuff on there. And some of it's written from a comedic standpoint, but he does real honest bourbon reviews there and tells you whether or not you should buy them. They're right there on the website.
And you should trust his palate.
You should, because he is like
a bourbon connoisseur.
Oh God, he sent me some bottle of bourbon he was drinking the other day. It literally was, I think it was like $1,400 a bottle or something.
Damn.
And he's like, I don't know, I'm gonna see if this is good or not.
It better be.
If it's $1,400, it better clean the house.
Yeah.
After I'm drinking it, shit.
Well,
So,
I got conned into when I graduated. I got some Pappy 15 year, and it was one of the worst fucking drinks I've ever had in my life. And it cost like 150, or I don't even know how much it cost. It was at least $150 for the pour.
Gamecock Chuck says, "What if you don't drink?" Well, sir, go to the Kentucky Blue Balls channel, because he does do other things that are over there, like his Kentucky Wake Up Call. It's pretty impressive, where he stands on his porch and just starts shooting guns into the sky. I mean, okay, if you're into that,
here.
Huh?
You can do that here.
Yeah, but it's more funny when he does it. I don't know why. It's just his commentary. and he's always making shit. So
Hey, are there any updates on the live show, Rob?
yeah,
Hit me
we're
with
having
some
a live
knowledge.
show. We're having a live show the day after Thanksgiving at Callaway's Bar in West Columbia. We're having a Golden Tea tournament that morning. We're also going to crown the first Rob and Kale show King of Smack. What I mean by that is that you want to talk shit about your program, or you want to talk shit about other programs, all sports stuff, by the way. You're going to have an opportunity to win the championship belt. The first one, we're going to have that debate in front of the live show audience. We'll try to stream all of it on YouTube and stuff as well.
That'll go good.
Oh, it's going to be great. The only rules we're going to have is, and I'm sorry that I have to say this, but especially after Jackpot's show the other night where somebody came on and dropped an N-bomb, you cannot use racial slurs on the program. That will get you immediately booted from the smack off, and we might just throw you out the damn window over there.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything else is good luck. Good luck. And it's going to be interesting to see who has got the balls to actually get up in front of people and talk shit. Because everybody can be a keyboard warrior running their mouths over here, doing their thing over here, blah, 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 blah. But in the end, having to get up and stand in front of people, yeah, that's not gonna
Hey,
work.
listen.
Some people are gonna get up there and they're gonna turn 8 shades of red. And then we're just gonna
it's,
have that uncomfortable moment, and we're just gonna be like, it's gonna be really fucking funny. So
I hope a lot of people show up. I know last year it was mainly your Gamecock fans. Had a few bit of Clemson fans. Not too many.
We had a couple of Georgia fans that
Yeah, I
drove
saw
from
them driving.
Georgia to come to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to get some Tennessee representation. That way we really have somebody to hate on. Daniel, maybe
Man.
you could be the sacrificial lamb on that.
Yeah, don't make me fly up there, Rob.
I mean, if you're confident, you can have at it. Come on, man.
Hey, it's fun though.
The wife wants to know. I tell you what. Here, the wife. I haven't even talked to Kale about this. She wants to know if she gets to shave my head this year, or electrocute me like we did. What was it last year? Was it last year that we did that?
Last
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
All right. So look, I don't know. Here's what we'll do. The electrocution thing fucking sucked. I'm not gonna lie.
That was fun.
I got
That was
popped
fun.
really, really good.
I went back for seconds, as a matter of fact.
So here's what we'll do. I will allow the crowd or my wife to shave my head if we raise $2,000 for the charity. There you go.
If we
We'll get that.
raise
Now,
if we raise
if we raise-
5,000, will you get Shane Beamer tattooed on your ass?
Well, if we raise $5,000, I'll get a Gamecock tattoo.
Oh, God.
There you go. There's the
Kale,
gauntlet.
I hope Kale's in here. We got to start the.
Well, it has to be that day.
That night?
Now that it has to be that night. Let's make sure that it's out there.
Okay.
And the way that we can get there is very simple. You can come and buy 50-50 raffle tickets. You can send donations to PayPal. We'll get into that too. But also we're gonna have the way that we're gonna crown the Smack champions is you buy poker chips and you drop them in the jar for the person that you think does the best, and then we're gonna eliminate people round by round. So that's another way that you can do it. And we're gonna need silent auction items. Someone sent me sending me
last year.
something else, and oh shit, there's Jackpot.
What'd he say?
Hold on, Jackpot, what's up?
You heard that, Kale?
Nothing. I'm at my last stop of the day. I'm at the JR Pit Stop in Honeypath, South Carolina. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did I hear you earlier say that you think Pitt is a tougher test for Clemson than South Carolina?
Yes.
Give me a fucking break.
Brother, you and I'll never agree on that, but just saying.
What
That's how I feel.
As Uncle Lou said, who have they played?
Okay.
Really? Who have they played?
Nobody. I got the
Seriously,
schedule
they
right
almost
here.
lost.
Okay. Shane Beamer is your coach, and your
They
quarterback
almost-
keeps turning over the ball. That's all I
They
have
almost,
to go
you know,
with.
the Woke and the Coke, they almost lost to the Woke on Saturday.
You almost lost to Old Dominion. What's your point?
That doesn't matter. That was week
Oh,
one.
that one doesn't matter.
And we
Okay.
didn't.
And
We
you-
didn't.
But and then they didn't lose either.
They didn't almost beat Alabama
No.
on the road, though, either.
Right. They didn't almost beat LSU either.
Jackpot, did you hear what I said? If we raise $2,000, the wife will shave my head. $3,000, I'll take a stun from the stun gun. And $5,000, I'll get a gamecock tattoo. If we raise that for the
are you
live show.
setting the bar like really high for the stun gun this year so as you don't have to take it?
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean,
Pretty
look,
smart.
the fucking stun gun hurt. You didn't take one from the stun gun, sir. Yeah.
Hey, that's because I've got
No,
Kale's
that's
back.
That's
because I've got Kale's
this
back.
guy
All right.
bailed his ass out buying all the damn
I've got
shots.
Kale's
I
back.
would,
I walked
I would
in and
never agree to it.
Shit.
But you still haven't. Why is it that you think that South Carolina's not the toughest team left on Clemson's schedule, but your own radio personality up here in the upstate, Walt Deptula, says that they are?
Well, Walt Deptula is trying to suckle for ratings. I don't need to do that. Yeah. So look,
farming.
Yeah, he's trying to. He's like one of those people that put stuff out there like, if you don't come and like my show, I'm killing kittens.
No, Walt doesn't. Walt doesn't tell lies to get views.
Shit. Are you out of your mind? He said shit that's gotten you before. What are you talking about?
I've got to show you guys something. So my little boy's turning 4 Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what he wanted in our front yard. Therefore, this is what he got. Just a second. I'm fucking phony littered, it looks like. I'm out. Here we go.
Now I see nothing.
what we got?
You're about to.
Oh, shit.
Oh, god dang.
Oh, goddamn. Hold on.
Look
Let me
at
make that
that.
big
What
for
the
everybody.
fuck?
Hold
What
on.
is
Make
that,
that big
like a parallel parking practice spot?
He made. Hold on. He made a Tennessee football field complete with the checkers in his yard. Very good, sir. Very good.
I didn't
Nobody's
make it,
gonna
to be
question
fair.
your fandom.
I didn't make it, to be. Yeah, there's a guy here that he actually does it for a local high school team. He does all the murals for their home games, and he's really good at it. And he come and did that for us. So
Hey, go get you a stick and like an old pie plate and draw a face and a helmet on it and put some corn husks on it for hair and say, hey, there's Nico standing on the corner of the football field.
And then make sure to add a pound of sand across the 20. All right.
Yeah.
Those wide receivers.
You can do a Lenora Seller scarecrow too. Just put the ball on the ground beside him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a bad father. You're raising that son for a lifetime of freaking hurt and pain. All right.
Well,
right,
I had to go through it. So did he.
Can I tell you why? Since Jackpot asked, Narduzzi is a better coach than Beamer will ever dream of being. The game is also on the road for Clemson, and they don't statistically play well at Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh doesn't turn over the ball like South Carolina does. So that's why I have them ranked third and not second, sir.
You've said tons of times on this very show that Mark Stoops is a better coach than Shane Beamer, yet Shane keeps on beating him.
He's doomed by the Kentucky standards, sir. I don't know. I mean, it's like Dorkowitz has never lost to you guys either. It's one of those fluke things.
Well, that's because he stands on business.
Yeah, he stands on business. That's a different story.
He's also a fucking dork.
Last week he stood on the middle of UMass's field.
Yeah. What a shithole that stadium is, by the way. Holy shit!
Why the fuck
I didn't get to watch any of it. I was too busy.
Brother, if you Google their stadium,
is that one right by the interstate up there when you get off at the airport?
It's a shithole. Like I goof about South Carolina having a shithole of a stadium. I wouldn't go to this stadium to watch a high school game. I mean, it looks like
that is
like
the one right
a diseased Pee Wee League stadium is what it looks like.
What dumbass from Missouri decided? Yeah, let's go play at UMass. What? That don't even make it.
I mean, it's just different. I mean, South Carolina's played at East Carolina before. I mean, Alabama's played at South Florida. That's different. Fucking UMass is not even in a conference, and they're fucking horrible.
They are bad. Some teams need to win, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you probably get a little discount on the check you cut them for the schedule in that game if you play it there too. I'd imagine.
All right, well,
that's like playing on the road. That's like playing Kent State at their place.
Yeah. Good point.
Fucking Kent State.
All right. Well, anyway, that jackpot. That's why I think that, sir.
Well,
Okay.
hey, KO, you think we can get him the tattoo? $5,000. I think that's I think we can lock that down easy. Between all donations at the live show.
It's 5,000 is a lot of money. Let's be honest.
That'd be interesting.
Look, I'll stand, as Jackpot says, I'll stand on business. We raised $5,000 for these for the young folks that have been sexually assaulted. I'll be happy to do that.
We need to let KO pick it. Get like 30 with
Jackpot will have a damn fucking big back eagle on my back with Shane Beamer's face and Dawn Staley standing there with her titles. And now I'm talking about just like the Block C logo.
Yeah.
Not that far.
No, something small. Yeah.
It can't be something huge like Daniel building the damn Tennessee thing in his yard.
Hey, yeah. Rob, before I get off here today, did you take the video from Wednesday night down to try to work on it or something?
Yeah, well, see, I'll talk to you about it after the show. For some reason, I have to. You and I have to talk about that. I didn't want to leave it up with that word in it.
Yeah.
That's why I pulled it. I'm going to put it back up, but for some reason, I'm having a hard time downloading the YouTube stuff. So you and I can talk about that after the show.
So you just changed it to private. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, I figured it was best just to pull it because I didn't want that out there and I didn't want YouTube catching us with it. So there's that. So,
no, I don't know who that idiot was. I wish I could smack him in the fucking face. That's fucking stupid. I mean, it's not like you're nobody that watches that is offended by it. They just think you're an idiot, and then you end up getting us in a shitload of trouble.
It's not even funny. Like nobody laughs at it. I mean, if anything, it's just a nuisance. You know, he hangs. It's just.
What's funny is like people will wait, like on Lou's shows. They'll wait an hour, and then when he puts them on, they say something stupid like that, and then hang up. Like you waited an hour to do that dumb shit.
Well, it's an automatic ban. So it's an automatic ban on this program. If we catch you saying something like that, automatic ban. You go forever, and we'll keep booting you. I know you keep making different accounts, but fuck you forever for doing that because it's just all the Jackpot's picks now. It like the record of Jackpot's picks. I have to figure out how to get that up there, and it's just. In the end, it just looks stupid. So don't do that. I mean, go in your bathroom if you want to yell racial slurs. Just don't bring it to the program. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's shitty, man. But look at that working man pushing them damn utts. I'll tell you what. Do you have any more stores in Easley? You said you stopped that route, correct?
Yeah, I don't do Easley.
I'm gonna go get me some utts, but I want to support the
guy,
big
man. Some guy named Kenny with an I does it.
Hold on. Billy says the haircut bet's kind of cheap. I have no hair to begin with. Look, I'm talking about my hair and my eyebrows, sir. I have wonderful
hair and eyebrows.
Come on now.
Eyebrows is gonna have him looking like a damn cue ball.
Yeah, no, I got the full head of hair going. What the hell?
Yeah, you got to shave the beard and the mustache too. You look like a big dick.
We'll add the beard and the mustache too. That's
I'll tell you, I bet it'll just look
for the charity. That works.
There's a video that Caroline Jackpot posted. I think it was Georgia. He went to a Georgia game. It was at South Carolina, and you see him in the upper deck. That thumbnail is exactly what Rob's gonna fucking look like.
Oh, I'll look like a penis with ears.
Oh, that was the Tennessee game.
That's what I'll end up looking like.
Yeah, that was back when the life champion was the coach.
Yeah, I just remember
Billy here. Look at Billy. Look at Billy trying to cheat the charity here. Eyebrows to need to drop the tattoo bet down to $4,000. No, sir.
Billy, you just got a 2025 Honda Pilot, and you can't send this man $500 to make him get a tattoo.
Drop a tattoo bet down to
send him $200. Send him $50. We got to get this man a Block C.
Rob, what's your thoughts on
Mike Muse might drop $5,000 himself just to see the fucking tattoo right there.
Rob, what's your thoughts on Vandy tomorrow?
The wife wants to pick the tattoo and where I put it. I don't. I mean, what to talk about.
What's your thoughts on Vandy tomorrow?
I think that 27 points is too much.
That's what I said. Versus Ball State.
Yeah, they don't take games off anymore though. I think they're gonna beat them by like 40.
Didn't Ball State barely beat Kent State the other night?
Yeah,
Ball State.
Yeah. I'll take Vanderbilt
They
because Kent
didn't
State's
score, they
fucking
didn't score a
terrible.
point against Miami.
Ball State's a 2-time appearance thing on the shitter.
We're gonna have to start before long. We're gonna have to start calling them Vanderbilt to ass.
Probably. That's my biggest fear is that I drive
somebody trademark
that
that statement before somebody steals it from Jackpot.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear is that I drive that far into the fucking hills of Tennessee just to get roasted by some nerds if we lose. I don't know how I'll be able to live with myself as a Gamecock fan, to be quite honest.
I mean, South Carolina has the defense to beat them. It's just, they do that kind of like it's kind of a hybrid of a triple option type deal.
Weird.
So that's going to be,
by the way,
I don't know if they're disciplined enough to stop that. If they are, should beat them.
One thing on the tattoo bet. I know we've got tattoo artists that watch this show. If you could donate the tattoo, that would be a good idea. Make sure you put
$10,000 that goes on his face.
I'm going to go in here and give these folks some much.
All right, see you later, Jackpot.
See you, Jackpot.
Be safe,
all right, there
Jackpot.
you go. Anyway, I gotta get moving, gentlemen. But I appreciate you guys. But I think that's a fair thing. $5,000 for the tattoo. The wife wants to pick it out and where it goes. I was thinking just go on my arm or. Wouldn't really be funny if it were like a tramp stamp.
Get like a Conor McGregor.
Holy
Conor
shit,
McGregor chest and neck block C.
Yeah, that's what she's gonna do. Get a fucking Gamecock tramp stamp on my my lower back.
Well, I'll leave Daniel with the last words, but before I go Gamecocks. Fuck Oklahoma. Matthew, I think it's Matthew's the Oklahoma fan. I'm sorry we're doing it to you this week, but this might be the game where you finally realize it's time to get a real fucking head coach, get rid of that Clemson stank, and fire Skeletor. Go Cox, horns down.
See you later. Daniel, you picking Tennessee tomorrow or not?
Yeah, so here's it is. Third Saturday in October. Tennessee 31, Bama 28. DeBoer gets put on the hot seat by the Bama fans because they can't stand to lose. And that's just it. Oh, yeah. Nico's coming out party. Don't say I told you so.
Good night. All right, there you go. More info coming on the live show. Will I get my head shaved, shocked by a fucking thing, and a tattoo? Yeah. We'll see how that goes. All right. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you later on.